What is up? Happy Monday. Big Boss is gone this week. We do whatever we want, guys.
Good. I'm going home.
Well, we can't do that. We can do anything else. We'll take a nap, play some music, 40 minutes nonstop. Nonstop rock. Oh, my God. What a weekend. The shootings, the craziness, the chaos. We got a problem, man. I keep saying it. I don't know why. Our veterans are absolutely just left out there to flail. And I'll be damned if, another, two Marines, same day, 40 years old, both served in Iraq. Killing people. One of them, like the fact that we're even having a conversation, how did he get guns? How did anybody not notice the fact that he'd been suing places like churches and medical centers because he thought the LGBTQ plus white supremacists were coming to get him and kill him? It's a weird group, that one right there. Normally, they're not allies. Are you an ally?
A lot of diversity in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, there is mental health problem in this country from the young who are going nihilistic to people who, this guy drives into a church, kills a bunch of people, and then dies in a shootout. And then you come to find out, like, all the issues this guy's had. And they said, as a Marine, exemplary. Just an amazing, the fact that he was a sergeant, the fact that he did this, people were shocked by. But they also recognized he had problems. And they served both of them at a time in Iraq where it was horrific. And it was as ugly, some of the worst times. So, yeah, we got to start having conversations again. And the way that we treat our vets, I don't know about you guys, but I think we got to do more than just better. And I hope the VA, we waste a lot of money there in the past. It has been a disaster. My uncle went through the VA, and what a nightmare it was. He finally gave up. He had chronic leukemia. He's like, I can't do it anymore. Sit, start, wait, months of this, off of that. He wasn't well either. He could never get in to see anybody. And it was, he was we had to watch him all the time. Not the one that I have, not my other uncle, but my middle uncle. It's tough. We got to do better, man. We got to do better, people. We got to demand better. We drive by how many people, and you see them on the streets, they're walking around. How many of those you think are veterans? Come back, and we expect their life to be normal. I was telling Ken, my neighbor in Orange County, great dude, surfer dude. What's up, bro? Talk like that all the time. It was in the first Iraq war. His tank went over, and he goes, it was like a video game. You're shooting their trucks, you're blowing them up and stuff, and it didn't seem real. Then he was in the second, when they went into Afghanistan, not Afghanistan, but Iraq, and it was, he says it's so weird because you're doing battle, and all these things are going on, and then a few days later, you're back home and you're at Disneyland, and this just seems weird. Yeah, it does. And then you wonder why we have guys, unfortunately, twist off who haven't been, where's their family in some cases? And you don't know what they're going through. And this kind of stuff, like the one guy, Nigel Edge, who changed his name to Nigel Edge, he had been starting to go for a while. But it goes back to this. How's he even have a gun? How is there nobody in his life that says, you need help? Because he didn't keep this to himself. If my buddy went and filed a lawsuit, but he was serious about it, not like Jacob Chansley we were talking about earlier, right? The shaman, the QAnon shaman. Was it 40 trillion? Is that what he said?
Yeah, 40 trillion.
Bell, ladies and gentlemen.
With a T.
Yeah. 40 trillion. $40 trillion. Okay, he's all about show and stuff. And I've met Jacob, because he's from Arizona, so of course a lot of crazy are. But that's not the same. This guy sued churches and medical facilities because he believed they were in on trying to have him killed by the LGBTQ plus white supremacist.
He sued Kelly Pickler because she tried to have him killed.
Well, I don't know, Kelly, if you're listening. I don't think you did. I'm going to be on your side. Not sure what Chris thinks. Says he doesn't trust you, but no. Yeah, Kelly Pickler. Now, that was, did he go to the things with her or just walk down the carpet?
the part I read was that he walked the red carpet with her
Okay.
in his dress blues.
Yeah.
And then after that, I guess maybe they had a bad experience, and she was like, I got to have this guy whacked.
Somebody get the LGBTQ plus white supremacists on the phone. If you are one of those, we would love to talk to you. We would actually give you the opportunity. If you're a gay white supremacist, I mean, you were talking about a small group of people.
If you're a gay person of color who is a white supremacist, that's what we're looking for.
Man, that is it. 1967. I've been waiting on a VA ID for the clinic for 3 months. Still haven't received it.
Yeah, this is the organization that should be running our health care.
Yeah.
Same people that put us $37 trillion in debt.
Do you remember when they had the big, the big crazy, not conspiracy, but the nightmare when they started to find out how bad the VA was being run and it was just this huge debacle and they were giving bonuses out to people. People aren't getting seen for months, sometimes a year, and they're getting bonuses out to other people. It was like, hey, we'll call you in a couple weeks. Yeah. I absolutely agree. Mario says every vet should go through some kind of mental health workshop, exam, counseling. Oh, 100%. After you come off the battlefield, there should be a downtime in your life where you are there and you're trying to come down because how do you not have something like that? And then to live with it quietly and deal with it on your own. That's why they turn to drugs and alcohol. They're divorced. It's a mess. What was that movie you're talking about, Ken? Was it Saving Private Ryan, right?
No, We Were Soldiers Once and Young.
Yeah. Guys who are in the middle of battle and they're fine, but the minute it stops, they're shaking. We've got to do better. These people serve us, right? Not our politicians who send them off to die. Lindsey Graham, never met a war he didn't like. John Bolton. But we got to do better. Absolutely better. So talk a little bit more about this. A lot of stuff to get to today. And yeah, you know what? Will the left try to twist some of this? They may. The stuff I've seen, because you're going to find some people out there that will try to twist anything. He's got American flags. That means he likes America and he hates everybody else. You know what? It's okay to be proud of your country. This guy had problems. Because you know what? Normal people don't drive through a church and shoot it up after they light it on fire. That's not like a normal thing to do. It's not. At no point, it's like, oh, yeah, breakfast, hang out with the kids. And this kid had issues, too. I was reading about his kid had a problem with insulin, where his pancreas would produce way too much insulin. They were trying to raise money. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in this guy's life. So, and then we had a shooting at the Kickapoo. I don't want to ever kick a poo, by the way. Don't ever do that. At the casino.
They're in Texas.
Yes, somebody started blasting in there. Nobody knows why. Was it beef? Was he angry? I don't know. Just a bad situation. Not a good weekend, and I do want to know. It's fair for us to ask, why in God's name do we have this problem? In Switzerland, every adult has to have a gun, okay? Because they don't have a standing army. So everybody's got to be trained. They have to have a weapon because they are the standing army. Like if stuff goes sideways, I almost said a bad word. If crap goes sideways, you got to get up and get ready, right? And the Swiss will come out and apparently throw chocolates at you or whatever it is they're going to do. Rolex is coming at you at 100 miles an hour. They don't have this problem. Why do we have this problem? Why do we have such a problem with our people that are twisting out of control in ways we can't even imagine? Why do we have such a problem with, the vets we can point at? We've got so many damn problems here when it comes to this. And it's not the gun's fault. Again, the gun could sit there. Other countries have the gun. They have the wherewithal and the less stress, I guess. I have no idea. But we have to have a serious question, again, because if you think these are the only people, Ken, what were we talking about last week? We say by the end of the year, we'll see more of these shootings. We couldn't get through the weekend.
It's happening every week.
Yes. No, I mean, it's By the end of this week, I'm thinking, okay, how many more are we going to see? Right? Like, what else are we going to see? What's next? What angry kid is going to do something ridiculous? What poor person who's decided his life as a kid should be this because school sucks, he doesn't have a dad, so he's going to go up and shoot up a neighborhood because somebody encroached on his turf?
I mean, will Wednesday be 2 weeks since Charlie Kirk was murdered?
Yeah, what was it? 3 weeks.
And if that's the case, we've already had at least 3 other mass shootings, if you will.
Yeah.
Since Charlie Kirk's murder.
It's just, it went Friday night, you had that, the kickapoo. Into Saturday. Saturday had the dude who rolled up in his boat and started blasting people and then was arrested by the Coast Guard of all people. Then you had this yesterday, and it's only Monday. Let's see what happens, which is crazy to say. Absolutely crazy to say. Oh, my Lord. How's your weekend, Ken? What'd you do? Besides, Ken got a haircut, if you guys haven't seen. He looks delicious.
Freshly shaved head. Used my brand new ear trimmer that I got from Amazon. On my ears, my eyebrows.
Nice.
Woo, I'm ready for this Monday. I just need some more coffee.
That's what I tell the kids, man. Realize when you get older and you see those old people, you're like, what's going on with that guy's eyebrows? Right? What was that show with the Lorax? You started to look like the Lorax. We don't need some of that.
Yeah, I'm getting some stray whiteys in my eyebrows, man. I'm gonna have to gotta weed those out.
It's all starting to happen.
Because I'm not going to color my hair. I'm not doing that.
I would never do that. Do you remember Bob Barker? Remember when he colored his hair and then he came back from vacation and his hair wasn't colored? So what the hell happened to Bob Barker?
I just will never forget a coworker of mine. One day, everything is just pure white. Hair, eyebrows, beard. The next day I see him, everything is jet black.
Ooh.
And he just looks at me and he says, "Morning, Ken."
As if you didn't know who he was. Who were you?
I was just, yeah.
Did you get in a machine and go back in time? Those people that have perfect, like their black hair is so black and everything is so black. And the contrast of their face, it doesn't even look real.
Right.
Yeah, I would never do that. I would be embarrassed.
I mean, it was awesome. But, I mean, I didn't know what, I didn't want to say anything. So I just said, yeah, good morning.
How's it going, Herb Tarlick? Oh, my Lord. So
it was great, man.
Oh, we're going to have fun today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Unfortunately, I watched some of the Titans game yesterday. It's not just awful. We are so...
Dude, what do you call that?
That is a disaster.
That's unable to compete.
How Callahan still has a job is beyond me. You lost to a team and isn't very good.
No.
By 26?
Shut out.
You didn't kick a field goal.
There's something's. It's not right.
No, it's not.
There's a big problem.
And you're going to end up ruining this kid who's going to be on, at the rate they're going to be on their 28th, head coach and play caller by the time they figure out something good. Yeah, that was an unmitigated disaster. And
yeah, because Houston stinks too.
Was the fourth quarter before anybody got into the
in the end zone?
Well, not only the end zone, into the 20-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. It was horrible. And yeah, Houston stinks.
There's we're not seeing any improvement, man.
No.
There's no improvement.
Yeah, they were
and it's not like we're playing the big badasses of this league.
Yeah, they weren't. No, we're not. It was just, this was not one of those teams like, oh, these guys might be at the Super Bowl. No, it's like these guys will also have a early first-round pick. But it was a disaster. It's an absolute disaster. So we'll see. We'll see if he ends up. Somebody said, I think they're going to fire him today. I don't know. So far, he hasn't been fired. And I never wish for anybody to lose their job.
No.
But based on all of this stuff, you've won 3 out of 17 games or something like that. Or 3 out of 24. It's a nightmare.
Where do you go? I mean, I don't know where you go from here, man. I mean, Well, obviously, I guess you fire some coaches.
Yeah.
But there's no improvement. We're not seeing any improvement week in and week out.
No. And you're going to have $1 billion stadium to fill? Yeah. People are going to come look at the stadium and leave. You better figure it out soon. All right, coming up, a lot of good stuff to get to today. Portland, what's happening there? We'll touch a little bit about that. Got some other good, fun stuff as well. Not just this kind of stuff, but like fun stuff, because we do fun stuff. Here's what we do. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. Relief Factor. Let me tell you something right now. Just want to get yourself out and work out a little bit more. As we get older, about 100 million Americans experience ongoing aches, stiffness, working out especially. Just to get older, aging. Relief Factor helps with that. You can take it every single day. 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to support body's natural inflammatory response. And especially, like for me, I'm working out a lot, trying to get myself ready. Got a couple big pickleball tournaments coming up. And working out in ways that I haven't worked out since I've been here. And thanks to Relief Factor, I can do it on a daily basis. My wife takes it every day, and she swears by it. It's going to make 3 fatty acids, resveratrol, curcumin, ikarin, all the stuff that helps support different metabolic pathways when it comes to your inflammatory response. And that's what makes it so great. You can take it every single day. And I take it every single day. So this is what I want you to do. Try a 3-week Jumpstart trial bag. It is $19.95, less than a cup of coffee a day. You will experience the difference. It is going to make you feel a lot better. Those aches and pains, especially from working out, just doing the normal stuff as you get older, you'll start to see it subside and go away. It's incredible. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com and get some today. Or call 1-800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4, RELIEF.
All right, authorities just gave an update on the Mormon church attack in Flint, Michigan. We're learning a little bit more about the man who opened fire on that crowded dockside bar in North Carolina. And the man accused of murdering Charlie Kirk made a virtual court appearance in Utah today. These stories and more at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
The White House really trying to ramp up the pressure here, now threatening to fire not just furlough workers they say work under programs that do not align with the president's priorities. Now, of course, Republicans control both chambers of Congress. They have the House, they have the Senate, they also have the White House, but they need Democratic votes to get this done, and the two sides are still very far apart.
All right, here's your 90 seconds of crap that I don't care about. I don't care if they shut it down. Outside of the military getting paid, does anybody really care? Honestly. They're going to run around. This is your job. Your job is to get this done, not a CR, which is all they're hoping for. Like, let's get a continuing resolution so we can fight about this in November to have more to fight about. Okay, yeah, I don't care. Does anybody, like, are you going to go, I can't go to work tomorrow. I can't sleep at night. I'm having nightmares of us not having, the government being open.
They're screaming about deficits, and they roasted Biden for the deficits that he had on his last bill.
Yeah.
This is a continuation of that bill.
That's all it is. That's it. There's nothing more. Just spend, spend, spend. When they agree, it's usually they agree to spend money. Lots of it.
Yours.
Yes, yours. Oh, don't worry, though. We're giving a ton of money. We're going to give $20 billion to Argentina.
I'll probably give, a few more billion to Ukraine.
Oh, let's not forget Israel.
Israel. They got to get their cut.
That's right. So there you go. Our farmers are struggling, but don't worry. Tariffs are going to fix it. Are they? And by the way, you're giving tariffs out. Those are tariffs that are paid by American companies and consumers, not by the government, which you may have to give those back. So there's always that too. So yeah, so if they're going to whine about it, do you guys really care? I don't think most people do. I think most people, this is your job. Your job is to get this done. Figure out how you need to get whatever you need to get over the line. Give a little, get a little. That's fine.
Trump's whole attitude with the farmers, too, is I know these tariffs have put you in a bad spot, but I'll throw a little socialism at you and redistribute some of this money we got.
Yeah, so there you go. So have fun. So I don't care. Today I heard they're all going to get together and they're just going to basically tell Hakeem Jeffries and them, this is what you get, so deal with it. Okay. And if I'm them, I'm like, no. Right? What were we listening to earlier where they're talking about when Obama shut down all the national parks? And they're like, why are you doing that? He's like, you don't have to. He's like, I can. Because then it's really all about blame. That's it. They care about the blame. They don't care about anything other than that. How do we look doing this? If this makes us look bad, we're going to figure out a way to get it done. If it makes the other side look bad, let's hold on for as long as we can until it may become our fault. All right, coming up, more good stuff on the way, including Dana White had some interesting things to say. He was on 60 Minutes last night. I'll talk a little bit about that, especially about the manosphere, because the boy struggle is real. There's a new CBS documentary out about the struggles that boys are having, and it's very interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that. More on, obviously, what took place over the weekend. Portland, Trump troops are on the way to you. That's what I call them, Trump troops. They're on the way to you. They said we don't want them, but you're getting them. Whether you want them or not, you got them. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
$12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got a crash over on the East Loop downtown. It's going eastbound right there at Shelby Avenue. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And authorities just gave an update on the Mormon church attack investigation there in Flint, Michigan.
This left 5 people dead, 8 people injured. As I said, this is an evil act and does not define Grand Blanc or who we are. At this time, what we know is everyone has been accounted for. We still are in the process of clearing out that church.
Yeah, the attacker identified as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, a U.S. Marine veteran from nearby Burton, Michigan, who served in the Marines from 2004 to 2008, had a combat tour in Iraq. Following the attack, investigators say they found several improvised explosive devices in Sanford's truck, and a bomb squad also searched his home. Meanwhile, 3 people killed after a man opened fire at a crowded dockside bar in North Carolina. Here's Faith Abube.
The alleged shooter captured about 30 minutes later. Investigators say he's a self-identified veteran who told police he suffers from PTSD. Prosecutors in North Carolina now weighing the death penalty.
Police have identified the suspect as 40-year-old Nigel Edge, a resident that is, of Oak Island. And the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk made a virtual court appearance in Utah today.
He sits before this court presumed innocence.
In court virtually with audio only from the Utah County Jail, Tyler Robinson said just yes, Your Honor, when asked if he was present on the video link. Robinson's defense attorney said Robinson does not plan to waive his right to a preliminary hearing and asked for some time to go through huge amounts of evidence and witness statements.
It's going to be difficult for us to give you a reasonable expectation of when we will be ready to do the prelim.
Robinson's next court date was set for October 30th. The judge saying Robinson must appear in person at that hearing. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
We're still in the mid to upper 80s. Thursday and Friday gets a little bit cooler, back in the mid to the low 80s, and then sunshine to.
All right, you want to look good? Of course you do. Man, you're sick and tired of trying to lose those last few inches, or maybe you've got more inches than that. Contours LLC in Cool Springs, they're going to get you there. Now, check it out. They got the Belly Buster, right? You're going to get a Belly Buster package. They're also going to give you a $1,500 facial package, not a spa package. It's going to be absolutely free. And we're talking about the best package. This isn't go once or twice. This is go a whole bunch of times to make yourself look even more beautiful. Give it to your wife. Give it to your husband, whoever you want. Keep it for yourself. It's up to you. But the Belly Buster package is amazing. You're going to lose 2 inches the first time you go off your chest and your belly. Dan uses it. I use it. My wife uses it. It is awesome. Contours will take care of you. It's non-invasive and relaxing. So what are you waiting for? Are you ready to get yourself fit and looking good as you head into the holiday season? Maybe you got a big office party you want to show off for everybody. Guess what? This is going to get it done for you. Contours LLC in Cool Springs. Call them today. Set up an appointment, 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or check them out online at contoursllc.com to schedule. What have you got to lose but inches and wrinkles?
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator
All right,
Supercenter
guys,
of Nashville.
let me tell you
We serve
something.
all
Beacon
Middle
wants to help
Tennessee.
you. There are issues out there with taxes that people, are like, I don't know what to file. There's all this new stuff that's in there. What do I qualify for? What don't I? That's why you need Beacon. Whether it's car loan interest, you can deduct up to $10,000, or maybe if you're 65 or older, an additional senior deduction up to $6,000. There's so many of these things, but you got to find out what you qualify for and how it works, because these things have a sunset on them. On top of that, they want to help you with everything, whether it's long-term care, estate planning, even healthcare. They're ready to help you with that. Beacon is the best around. Why don't you call them, find out what they can do for you. They're local, 615-488-9303. You get a full, free, you call them up, free, personalized financial consultation. So whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's all of these or one of these, they're there to help. Beacon is. Call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303, or check them out online at beaconcm.com. This is a paid placement. A lot of stuff going on. The Portland commie terrorists FAFO'd when they messed with those Fed buildings. You think Trump forgot about their siege? No, I don't. But I'm also a person that's I'm a states' rights person. I'm a constitutionalist, and I don't think we should be sending them in there. There's really a siege going on. Some of that stuff that was shown the other day. Look at this. That was from 2020, which, by the way, they screwed around. Like, I continue to tell my friends on the left, you guys allowed a city in Seattle, a portion of blocks of a city, to be taken over. You allowed a police building to be taken over. But that's a you thing, Seattle. You got to deal with it. It's a you thing, Portland. You got to deal with it. Now, if it's really that bad, I'm not quite sure it is, and we all know Trump likes to do these kind of things, then, send him in. Are you going to send him into every place where you think there might be an issue to protect the ICE facilities? There's been picketing. There's been a few things, but nothing, I would say out of the ordinary into place. And my national show's on in Portland. The stuff I get from them, mostly about the wacky homeless and the drug addicts. I mean, I get some of the craziest emails from people going, guess what I saw today? 2 people having sex in the bushes. Welcome to Portland. It's not a place you want to go. I remember as a kid going to Portland, and I used to think how cool it was, right? Oregon was neat. Now it's just, it's like San Francisco, but with colder weather. So they've got issues. There's no doubt about it. But as a person who looks at the Constitution, I say you got to do better. I don't know if this is it, but we'll see. We'll see, because there's already lawsuits coming, and they shouldn't bring them there. We don't need this. Our crime statistics are bad. We also have to start allowing cities to face the fact that they're breaking their own city. They are. In fact, I saw a great article this weekend in Axios about how more and more of what you consider old school Democrats are turning to, hey, we need to get tough on crime. Because crime isn't a good thing to allow happen in your city, and think that you're going to endear yourself to people because what? Stealing all the stuff you want out of a CVS until the CVS closes? Who does that help? Nobody. Who does that hurt? Everybody. They don't get that. Well, now more and more states, and New Jersey being one of those states where they're looking out there saying, no, sorry, this isn't the right thing to do, and we're going to get tougher on crime. And it doesn't mean you have to throw everybody in jail forever for everything. But, somebody's been arrested 15 times, threatened to kill a whole bunch of people, has got some serious issues. Maybe that person shouldn't be roaming the streets. This isn't about somebody who's got 4 or 5, parking tickets and a warrant for, some sort of speeding ticket. We're not talking, those are 2 separate things that we need to have conversations about. But Portland's a hot mess. And until they decide to fix it, why is it the federal government's, first of all, shouldn't be our issue, the federal government going in places, unless we've been asked. And secondly, how are they going to learn? They're going to have to make the decision that they're going to either fix it or not fix it. Places like Chicago are going to continue to do the same thing over and over again because that's who they are. Well, then let them. Why should anybody fix it? This is your mess. And if people are going to live like this because they continue to put you in over and over again, and shame on any Republican that never really wants to get down and dirty, get in there and fight and try to win people over, saying, do you guys like the fact that it's a war zone? No. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Several of you chiming in about the farmers, saying farmers aren't struggling. They've been squatting in tall cotton for years. The ones hurting are the ones not concerned with soybeans and exports. Actually, so what's hurting farmer-wise? So row crop farmers, rice farmers, cotton and specialty crop farms, livestock and dairy farmers, small farmers with mixed grain and veggies are all struggling. Foreclosures up big time with them. Livestock and dairy farmers, 70% of them say the financial stress is great and they can no longer secure any kind of loans. You start going down, there's a lot of issues. And that's why I was a little surprised when we decided we're going to send Malay $20 billion, because Argentina is kind of a hot mess. I don't know if we should be sending him $20 billion. Well, we've got a mess here. Same thing. I don't know if we should be sending Ukraine anymore. I don't know if we should be sending, I definitely know we should be sending Israel anymore. And we got issues here. Why are we not handling it? We got people here that are struggling. We're just talking about the VA, for God's sakes. if you're America first, what are we doing sending money to other people? You think Argentina's good for that? Oh, yeah, they're fine. They'll pay us back. No, they're not. They're going to pay us back because they're a mess. Some of the stuff Milei's done has been pretty good. Others hasn't been. And that's a nation, by the way, where, they give very little time to many of their leaders to try to fix something long term. If you go in there, know that you have probably a year at best, unless it turns around immediately. Because, it starts to go sideways so fast, especially when you're trying to fix things. And at first it works well, but now they're in serious debt. And that's only going to grow. That is only going to grow. No doubt about that. Ken, what's the latest on Dolly Parton? I want to get that. You must have. She's sick? Not sick? Do we know?
Don't know. It's still just health issues. But she says she is not retiring, not giving up. Just needs a little time.
Okay. Because her husband died this year.
Yes, sir.
And she's 79.
Yep.
Not all of her, but like a lot of her is.
Yep.
And because she was going to start her residence. Was it a residency?
Most of the wigs are under 20 years old.
Yeah, most of the wigs are under 20. So she was going to start her residency, and she stopped that. She's delayed it for 9 months.
Yep.
Seems like a long time. Residencies are good. Those are good. Having people come to you? I'll take that.
The bands love them because there's so little travel involved around those shows.
That's got to be great. Carrot Top really he hit it out the park in the 90s and early 2000s. You guys Carrot Top was the one who's like, you know what, I could get used to this. I'll stay here if you guys want to pay me $25 million a year to do funny jokes.
Now Penn and Teller do it.
Everybody does it. Music's, then the music side of it does it big time. Because it's Who just finished up theirs, right, I think? Somebody texted me last week here, said they saw the Who was not. His voice was good, let's just say, but he doesn't move around a lot, Roger Daltrey, anymore.
And they're only half a band.
Yeah. It's a tough thing. But, okay, here's something. I was talking about this earlier. Some people are legends. Like Jerry Lee Lewis, he's a legend, but he's not a treasure. Dolly Parton is a legend and a treasure. Does that make sense? Like she is.
Yes, that makes total sense.
Yeah, she is like, people love her everywhere. She played Glastonbury a couple of years ago. Watching kids from 10 to adults in their 70s sing Jolene.
Was that when Richie Sambora came out and played with her on Lay Your Hands on Me?
Yeah, and then she did Jolene. And she didn't just play it. She closed it out. Because she is beloved. Other people aren't beloved. She's beloved globally as here's a woman who is a treasure for us.
You have to kind of endear yourself to the public as a likable person. And Jerry, unfortunately, never had that ability.
No, he didn't. And let's be honest. He had some issues. Killed a guy.
Married his 13-year-old cousin.
Married his 13-year-old cousin. Did he kill a guy too or shot a guy? Shot a couple, didn't he?
I think he shot a guy.
Yeah, that doesn't usually endear you to a whole bunch of folks. I'm just putting that out there. Maybe there's some issues with that. But she's like one of those people where it's hard to find anybody who dislikes her. Where you could find people that dislike just about anybody. You guys hate us all the time, mostly Bell, but you guys do.
What? I don't hate you.
No, I know that. But you know what I mean. To find somebody that is that beloved is hard. It's hard to find somebody in today's world where social media pits everybody against you and everybody against each other. You could say hello and it doesn't matter. People are still going to find a way to turn it into some sort of hate.
Yeah, and she's refused to fall into that trap. She doesn't want to talk politics. She doesn't want to talk any of that. If she goes out and she does promotion, she wants to talk about music and touring and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's refreshing to see somebody we're like, you know what? Nah, we're not going to get mad at her. Because I know she gave money to Like for one of the researchers for the COVID vaccine, she gave money to somebody.
Well, but you also have to look at what Dollywood has meant to Pigeon Forge and her imagination library. Her philanthropy is kind of off the chain. So people look at her as a very caring person.
Because I think she is. And you see these things where people talk about when the cameras aren't there, right? That they talk about how nice and sweet she is. It's not like when the cameras are gone, she turns into somebody else. Because you hear a lot of those stories. You don't hear that about her. You hear that about how much she gives, how much she cares. I've not been. Have you been to Dollywood? Have any of you guys been to Dollywood?
Nope.
Have you been to Dollywood, Belle? I feel like Belle's been to Dollywood.
No, I haven't, actually. I've never been.
We got to go on our way to FatCon.
That's the opposite direction.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to stay at the Buc-ee's.
They have a. I'm waiting for the Buc-ee's
Hotel. We're going to drive
hotel.
to Pigeon Forge. Then we're going to get a puddle jumper back out of Knoxville. Then we're going to fly to Seattle out of Nashville.
Listen, this probably was what's going to happen. We just have to deal with it, okay? I mean, you would think you'd want to go to FatCon. And
yes, I want to go to FatCon. I'm just not looking forward to being beat up.
They're going to have crackers on the plane?
Well, it depends. Are we flying?
Well, it'll be three of us.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, I would assume they would have some sort of crackers because they don't give you meals anymore. Let's see. It's happening January 2016 through the 18th, FatCon. Get tickets now. The big tickets, too. It's a 3-day convention centered around.
They're like oversized checks, except they're tickets.
Yeah. It's a 3-day convention centered around celebrating fat humans, fat bodies, and fat lives. And we're only going there because they told us we couldn't come, so we have to go. We'll be doing our show live, so be prepared, everybody. I got some of your text messages coming up. Talk a little bit more about, there's just so much to talk about. This weekend was crazy. But when I saw that thing, I saw Matt post that thing last night from Dolly. I'm like, I got to talk about that because she is so beloved. Again, like I said, when I was in England, she was a massive star. The other country stars weren't. Long time ago or even modern day stars, the only other one who made any kind of noise was Garth Brooks. That was it. But she was such a massive star still, which I found to be fascinating. And here she is some 30 plus years later, headlining at one time, one of the biggest festivals on the planet still, and having 70,000 people sing Jolene, which I thought was just amazing. And so we wish her the best. We hope she gets well soon because she is a treasure. All right, coming up, the Ryder Cup yesterday. We got our ass whooped over the weekend, but we embarrassed ourselves. Our fans absolutely embarrassed themselves with the way that we acted. Talk a little bit about that, among other things. Reach out to us across all of our social media. If you're watching us on YouTube, hello. Like and subscribe. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Busy Bee, plumbing and heating. Still have a chance. Celebrate National Grandparent Month all month long. So if you are a Busy Bee, if you're part of Busy Bee and you're part of the club, right? So what you do is you can gift Grandma and Grandpa a Beehive Club membership, absolutely free. Here's the big thing, though. Great things on plumbing, tons of sales. Amazing thing. $500 off water and drain repipes. Our buddy Nathan will come out there. He'll take care of you like there's no tomorrow. Gary and everybody out there is amazing. 5-year free labor warranty with every new HVAC unit. But check this out. The big one, still time. Any HVAC repair or scheduled maintenance, you're going to get a free, I said free, dryer vent cleaning. That's right. Protect your own. Breathe easier on them. Absolutely free. Take advantage of this and so many other things right now going on at Busy Bee. If you want to call them, you should. Check it out. 775-7833. That's 775-7833. Or check them out online at busybeehvac.com. Prize Picks, baby. Chance to get some Prize Picks right now. Let me tell you something about Prize Picks. Easy to do. Go to prizepicks.com, download it, use my code Chad. You can get $50 instantly into your account for more Prize Picks. And it is awesome. So let me tell you how you set a lineup, okay, with Prize Picks. It's 2 more players, up to 6. You can win 2,000 times your money. And it is more, it is less. You're picking projected player stats. So what does that mean? Yesterday, my awesomeness was I predicted that Jalen Hurts would have more than a yard passing, and he did, barely, at least thank God for the first half. But and then I went with Josh Allen, and I won again. It's awesome. You're picking more or less based on their stats. How cool is that? So this is what I want you to do. Download the app. Now, when you play this, and it could be any sport, baseball, football, basketball, hockey's back, soccer, you name it, you're picking the more or less. But when you play your first $5 lineup, they're going to put $50 immediately into your account for more lineups to play. It's that simple. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Use my code Chad. Get that $50 immediately when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose. Prize Pick. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789.
Got an update on the shooting at the Mormon church there in Flint, Michigan. Also, North Carolina officials releasing some information about the suspect there in a shooting that left 3 people dead at a dockside bar. And the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk made a virtual appearance in Utah County Court today. These stories and more at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I got a text message from somebody who says, you guys are not allowed to talk about Dolly Parton unless you've been to Dollywood. I want to go to Dollywood. I do. We should try to do our show from there one day. Oh, how much fun would that be?
Well, I'll go if Dolly escorts us around.
Yeah, I'll go if I just want to go. It's awesome. I love amusement parks. People watching is great, by the way.
Too many people.
It depends the time of year you go.
We'll just have Dolly empty the park for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Dolly, we're on our way to FatCon. If you could do a solid, get some of those folks out of there so we could just hang out and do ours. No, but we want to watch people have fun. So we got to have some people there. A lot of people have been to Dollywood and talk about how much fun it is. Dollywood. I worked at Dollywood, sold pork rinds. Oh, that's a Dollywood win right there. Pork rinds. That is spectacular.
Love pork rinds.
Somebody said there's at least 3 crackers on the airplane. That's right. If we go on the airplane, there'll be 3 crackers. It'll be us.
That's what I said.
We'll be cracktacular.
Yeah. Cracktaculous.
Cracktaculous. So awesome. So, yeah, we're going to go. We're going to do it. We're making it happen. The weekend, so I love golf. And arguably the Ryder Cup, nothing bigger. The Masters, just for the feel of the Ryder Cup. If you don't know what the Ryder Cup is, it is U.S. versus Europe. And it's where you're going to, outside of what takes place at the Waste Management, which is chaos. If you've never seen the Waste Management Golf Tournament, which is in Phoenix, there is no other event in America that gets as many people over a 4-day period than the Waste Management. They will get 700,000 people. The Friday and Saturday, each day has at least 250,000 people, and it's crazy. This is kind of like that, but it's USA versus Europe. They're playing for their country. We embarrassed ourselves. The way we treated the Europeans, it's good to rib them and say stuff. They threw beer at Rory's wife. There was all kinds of crap going on. We got to do better, people. We do. Can I just say that? Just because you pay the money to go see something doesn't give you the right to do something so horrible and to say some of the things you say.
I'm sure alcohol wasn't involved.
I'm sure alcohol was involved. It's probably expensive beers, too. But it doesn't give you the right to say some of the things, we're not, this was awful. Some of the stuff that they were saying. And, I look at the guys and I think, because, the wags come, wives and girlfriends, and everybody's kitted out the same. Even the wives and girlfriends, they all get matching outfits from, it's Polo that does it. Ralph Lauren does it all. So, in the team, the English team and the European team, they all had matching outfits, same thing. We got to do better, man. You can't be attacking people's wives. And it's not, and like I said, if I was playing it, I wouldn't bring my wife. That's sad. At an event like that. It's like not bringing your wife to the Olympics because you're afraid of what's going to happen. We got to do better, people. Plus, we got our asses kicked. I mean, we made a little furious comeback yesterday, but it was not a good look. Just letting you guys know that. All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the program. More on the shootings and the VA hospital because we have a mental illness problem in this country, and it is scary how bad it seems to be getting with the shootings. Plus more on Portland, a bunch of other stuff. Bibi Netanyahu today hanging out, telling Trump what he is and isn't going to do, and then doing it anyways, is what I think.
And then asking for a check.
Yeah, yeah. If you missed any show, grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes, and an update now on the shooting that took place yesterday inside the Mormon church in Flint, Michigan. Police saying 5 people killed, 8 injured. Investigators saying the suspect rammed his vehicle into the church, then started shooting with a high-powered rifle. Afterwards, set the building on fire. Here's Special Agent in charge for the ATF Michigan, Jim Deere.
We are also looking at improvised explosive devices that were recovered during this investigation, and looking towards that end as well.
The shooter said to be a Marine veteran, did a couple of, at least one tour there in Iraq. Meanwhile, in North Carolina, officials announcing a suspect arrested in a Saturday night shooting at a waterfront bar in the coastal city of Southport. It left 3 people dead, others injured.
Thomas Jacob Sanford was the name given. We know that that's a 40-year-old, they said, from an area nearby to where this occurred. And what you can bet right now is that there is a furious investigation into this individual right now among officers. You can probably assume they are already at this individual's home. They might be at the home of his parents, perhaps his friends.
And the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk made a virtual appearance in Utah County Court today. He said only "yes, Your Honor" when asked if he was present on the video link from jail. Here's Alex Stone.
With Tyler Robinson listening in remotely from the Utah County Jail, the judge said he wanted to lay down some ground rules, that Robinson is presumed innocent and his constitutional rights will be protected, as will the rights of the victims. The judge making it clear that court hearings and the trial will be open for the public to hear.
These proceedings will be open to the public, conducted in accordance with the law, and handled with diligence and competence.
Robinson's attorney said she needs more time to go through huge amounts of evidence and witness statements before moving forward. Robinson's next court date was set for October 30th. Alex Stone, ABC News.
And a new warning about artificial intelligence from the country's largest private employer. ABC's Mike Nabusky.
Walmart employs about 2 million people, and now the CEO of that company says the majority of those roles will change as generative AI becomes more prominent. However, the company says it plans to keep the size of its global workforce steady over the next 3 years. Walmart has already begun integrating AI into some parts of its business, like a chatbot named Sparky in the company's app. However, most major AI companies like OpenAI remain unprofitable. Mike Nabusky, ABC News.
Yeah, apparently a recent study from MIT finds more than 95% of AI pilot programs that businesses have developed have failed to increase revenue or save costs. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Oh, we shut down? When's that happen? Does that happen tomorrow? Shutdown's coming tomorrow. Be prepared for it. Do we still have to come in? Is that the way that works?
Yeah, but you got to wear a mask.
Oh, God.
We have to come in, but the people that like to spend our tax dollars don't.
They don't have to wear a mask.
Do they still get paid? Oh, that's right, they do.
As long as they wear their mask.
As long as they wear their mask.
Social Security checks still go out. 90% of the government will be open. It's just those what do they call them? Unnecessary workers.
Yeah.
That we apparently pay salaries to, even though they're unnecessary.
I've never understood that. Hey, we don't need you guys. We're going to pay you guys anyways. You guys can stay home, but we don't need you.
That's government.
What? What are we doing? So, somebody said shutdowns means you guys can say all the bad words. Did you know that, guys? We can start just bombing them here.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
the FCC will be closed.
Well,
so.
yeah, the FCC. They're too busy going after Kimmel. I saw that everybody else put Kimmel back on last week.
Yeah. Sinclair and...
Sinclair and Nexstar.
Nexstar, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what that means.
Dang, I missed it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I missed it. Another show I didn't watch. I didn't watch any of it.
He had that great Wednesday where he got like 6 million live viewers and then got something like 20 million views on YouTube for his monologue. And then his ratings went back in the crapper the next night.
Right in the crapper. I will tell you this. Last night's football game between the Cowboys and the Packers, I'm gonna guess it 35 million people. It maybe 40.
Well, it's been a long time since the Cowboys won a game.
Yeah, and they didn't. They tied. They tied.
I thought it was 30. I thought it was
40-40.
Was?
They tied.
Good Lord.
Yeah, what is it? There's only 4 overtimes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get it's now 10 minutes. Everybody has a chance to possess the ball. And that's it. And so they came down, kicked a field goal, and then McManus kicked a field goal to tie the game as it wound down. And that was it, 40-40.
So how does that play into rankings?
Well, at the end of the year, if you've got one less loss, but you got one less win. So that's, it'll see. It depends what your head-to-head is in certain things, but they tied.
I mean, let's face it, they're not going to be anywhere near the playoffs.
Cowboys are not. But you know what? They're box office. You go around the world, the Cowboys hats are everywhere. They are. They're everywhere. It's like the Yankees. Yankees everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. You see a Yankee hat. You're like, I don't even know what that's about. Why? You've never been to Yankees. You don't even know anything about the Yankees. But there's such a huge brand because it's about branding. But I'm telling you guys, last night, that show is, that game is going to be massive because it's Sunday night.
You give some little African kid a Cowboys jersey, and he's like, what is this? It's like, that's an American team that used to be really good about 35 years ago.
Yeah. No, he gets that. He throws it on the ground. He's like, I don't want to wear that. That's horrible. Why are you guys trying to make me wear that? All right. It's bad enough I'm stuck over here in hell. Oh, that's not very nice. There's a lot of craziness going on. Did you see Bill Maher talk about, the Christians all being slaughtered over there in Nigeria? Nobody seems to care at all. 300,000 or so churches being burned by the day by Boko Haram. And nary a word about it. We've touched on it a little bit here, but it's it's like one of those things where it's Africa, so it's hard to explain. And no, it's awful what's going on over there. It is. But, then you've got Israel. And so today they're hanging out, the Trumpster and Bibi. I'm curious as to what they're going to come up with. Because Trump has a 27 plan kind of, this is what we want to do. And it sounds good. Again, this has nothing to do with Trump. This is all to do with, I don't trust Bibi that would even come through any of these things and whether or not they would actually follow through. Because I don't think he wants to follow through. I think he wants to do what he always does, which is whatever he wants to do. So we'll see. And we'll see what it cost us. How many gazillions of dollars it's going to cost us, because it is going to cost us more. Just like I said last week, okay, let's just say we're going to move everybody. Was it 2 million people, or give or take? Who do you think's paying for that? It's not going to be Israel. Israel's not paying for that. Their economy, by the way, sucks right now. It's absolutely in the dumper if it wasn't for us. So who's paying for it? We're going to end up paying for it. We're going to end up shipping people all over the world and paying for it. What they've offered them is we're going to pay for, depending on which one you're looking, a year to 3 years of room and board and rent and food for a year and all this kind of stuff. So that's going to cost us.
Do I get Netflix with that deal?
Probably not.
Oh.
Maybe. Should be one of the things they asked for. Hamas is like, and then Netflix. We all want to Netflix and chill.
The hottest tier.
Yeah, so their 27-point plan for rebuilding Gaza is, and this is according to, the Times of Israel. So it's a 21-point plan, my bad. And it's, you break it down, and it's releasing of the hostages within the first 48 hours, right? That everything stops. The minute they agree, everything stops. Like instantly. Releasing the hostages alive and dead. And this is going to be interesting. Gaza will be de-radicalized, terror-free zone. It'll be redeveloped for the benefits of its people. Israel and Hamas agreed a proposal that will immediately end the war. IDF will stop immediately and slowly start to withdraw. All living and dead deceased will be returned. Once the hostages are returned, Israel will free several hundred Palestinian security prisoners who are serving life and over 1,000 Gazans arrested since the start of the war. Once the hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit peaceful coexistence, so they're committing to this, will be granted amnesty, while members who wish to leave the Strip will be granted safe passage to receiving countries. Once the agreement is reached, aid will surge into the Strip at rates no lower than the benchmark set in January 2025. That includes 600 trucks a day. Aid will be distributed without interference from either side by the United Nations and the Red Crescent. Gaza will be administered by a temporary transitional government of Palestine technocrats. And this is the thing we've talked about. So you're going to bring together probably some Americans, some Palestinians that may even not even live in Palestine anymore, as well as some Arab nations to kind of have almost a council to oversee it while they try to build back better. Maybe the best way to describe it.
Is there any contingency for getting the hostages back alive versus dead?
No, I don't think so.
So if they're turning over live people, that doesn't improve their situation.
No. Well, they're giving them everything in this. Again, this is all if it's all followed by both sides, which is we're going to give you safe passage. We'll also, if you decide to stay here and you are part of Hamas, we will allow you to stay. No questions asked. And when people say, how could you do that? Go see the guy that's the president of Syria that was wanted as much as we wanted Osama bin Laden. And we just welcomed him.
He was a member of Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, yeah. He was part of al-Nusra, which is another part of Al-Qaeda. He was part of ISIS at one time. He went back and forth. Now he's the president of Syria. So think about that. And there are pictures of him who's done some heinous things to people. Yet we welcomed him here. And we had Petraeus last week kissing his ass. Imagine that. You're sitting there. You waged a war against this guy who killed how many of our fighters, our soldiers, our men and women, wounded them. And you're like, oh, it's good to be here. I'm admiring you. Oh, let's see here. So number 10, an economic plan that would rebuild Gaza through conveying of experts with expertise in construction, Middle East cities throughout the consideration of existing plans. What they want to do is turn it into Miami. That's what I heard. Which some people a little nervous about. I would be as well. But they want to try to modernize it so they could try to bring in investments from other countries where maybe some European countries go, we'll throw some money at that. We'll throw some money at that. So that's what they're looking to do. We'll see. An economic zone will be established with reduced tariffs and access rates to be negotiated by participating countries. Number 12, no one will be forced to leave Gaza, but those who choose to leave will be allowed to return. Moreover, Gazans will be encouraged to remain in the Strip and offered an opportunity to build a better future there. 13, Hamas will have no role in Gaza's governance. Okay. We already figured that much. A security guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and other Gaza factions will comply with the obligations. Meaning if the people don't want it, and remember, what are we in, like the 12th year of their 3-year reign? If the people don't want it, they can't force it upon them. And that there will be factions that may try to do some certain things, but we will have forces there that will come after them. Number 15, the U.S. will work with Arab and other international partners to develop a temporary international stable force. I don't know what that means, but we're going to train them. We're going to try to have a Palestinian police force along with several other things. 16, Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza, and the IDF will gradually hand over territories it currently occupies. If Hamas delays or rejects this proposal, the above points will proceed in terror-free areas, with the IDF gradually handing over the international stable forces. Israel agrees not to carry out future strikes in Qatar. We have to put that in there. That was not good. Number 19, a process will be established to de-radicalize the population. 20, when Gaza's redevelopment has been advanced and the PA reform program has been implemented, the conditions may be in place for a credible pathway for statehood. That's 20. And 21, the U.S. will establish a dialogue between Israel and Palestine to agree on a political horizon for a peaceful coexistence. So those are the things that they think they can get done. We shall see. Again, we can wish for a lot of these things. Doesn't mean that Bibi's wishing for these things. And that, by the way, he's the most liberal of his group, of the Likud party. There is nobody. That guy's like super liberal compared to a lot of these other guys who by now would have just blown the whole thing up if given the opportunity. So this seems fair and reasonable. But we'll see what Hamas says. And again, there's the fine print. That's just kind of, I think there'll be more in the fine print. Like, does Israel get to control all of the water? All of the internet? All of the electricity? Do they are you not allowed to fish in the ocean? There's going to be things that there's going to be questions about. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they've got to say, Hamas. Because they're in this, whether people like it or not, they're the ones you have to go to. But I would be working towards, all right, who do we have on the sidelines that we think could come in here and help us run this thing? And hope for eventually some sort of two-state solution. All right, coming up, we got more about what's taking place with our veterans, which is awful. And Mario said earlier, if you're a veteran, you're in crisis, 998, press 1. That's all you got to do. 998, press 1. Because we have too many veterans in crisis. Too many of them are struggling. Too many of them are struggling with many different things. But we have too many men and women who've come back here suffering from PTSD, and they need help. And you may not think you do, but it doesn't hurt to talk to somebody. So,
is that a private entity?
No, I think it's I think it's just a straight VA line.
Oh,
so doesn't mean it's going to be great, but you know what? It's better than nothing. All right, it is. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Bullwork Capital is awesome. I want you guys to talk to them. This week, Back to Basics. That's what they're calling it, Back to Basics. It is a webinar. It's happening Thursday. Doesn't cost you anything. It's about 30 to 45 minutes. They're going to walk you through what value investing is all about, how they invest. It's so much different than everybody else. And it's at 5:30. Perfect time. Sit down. Find out how does my current person and what they're doing with my investments and money match up to them. What is it that makes them so special? I'm telling you guys, active managers looking all over the globe. It is fantastic what they're doing. They're up massively this year. They're going to show you everything that they do. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, and look for the most upside potential by having a plan. So absolutely free, 5:30 this Thursday, Back to Basics webinar with our friends at Bullwork. If you want to register and check it out, go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com. Get back to basics with your retirement portfolio, your investments. Schedule your free Know Your Risk portfolio review as well at knowyourriskpodcast.com. Investment advisory service offered through Trick Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25298.
Charlie Kirk's accused assassin makes a court appearance virtually. I've got that and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, I saw some of that. I was like, he's still not in the courtroom? You got to have him in the courtroom. He's got to be able to talk to his attorneys. You would think. Instead of Zoom. But I think that'll come during the trial. I think he waived his pre-trial as well. So I wonder how long this thing, I think they're going to probably have to try to cut some sort of deal. I don't even know what his parents, are they involved? Are they going to help him out? Or is he just kind of on his own? I haven't seen anything about that. About whether or not dude is going to have mom and dad going to throw down some money, try to give him an attorney.
You better hope they offer him a deal.
Well, It took days.
Life in prison versus the death penalty.
I mean, it took days for, I guess, somebody to step up and decide to defend him.
Wow. That's
I mean, I think it's a public defender, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, you just got to be thinking about, how do I plead this thing out where I get him off the death penalty? How do I do that? Because you're not going to, he's already kind of admitted it on several occasions. I mean, you're trying to get him the best, this is the worst I can do for you best kind of thing.
Unless the defense can show some ultra mitigating circumstances that those texts and those communications weren't from him, he's toast.
Yeah. And I'm sure that they probably know that it's from him. We still don't know about his friends, right? His one friend, his boyfriend, girlfriend, fuzzy friend?
Well, it seemed like his boyfriend dropped him like a hot potato once he admitted to him that he was the attacker.
Well, yeah, because dude didn't want to be in a position where he got dragged into this thing,
Yeah.
dude guy thing. He's already got enough issues. He thinks he's a wolf or something. That's a lot of issues to have.
Well, if I was going to be a furry, I'd be a wolf.
Would you? Would you?
Yeah, because they don't mind cold weather. I hate cold weather.
Okay.
And they're big and they
Tough?
can bite hard. Yeah, they're tough.
You never see anybody want to be a scaly, like an alligator or fish of some sort, shark.
Alligator.
Right? You never see that.
Yeah.
No. Panda bear. Panda bears are so stupid in real life. They are. You guys know that?
They'll get you, too, if you're not careful.
But you know what is so funny about how stupid panda bears are? I was watching this guy the other day because I've said it for years. He was like, no, they're not. They are. If you have an apple and you hand it to a mama panda bear, she will literally hand you her cub. They don't care. He said they were running at extinction long before man was around.
What, are they trafficking their own babies?
They're just not sharp, right? They're not. They're cute looking, but they're not sharp.
They're a bear, though. They'll still kill you.
Yeah, I saw one reach through through the bars of the cage and
That's because that guy was wearing the members only jacket. He really wanted that thing.
Yeah.
Well, he was the last member, by the way, if you guys want to know.
And the panda bear was like, no, I'm the last member.
I'm the last member. Now, give me a smoke. Give me a smoke. You would think the left, says one person, 5337, would rally behind him and get him 7 lawyers like they do every other left. Yeah, it's a different thing. When it comes, this is murder, and mom and dad don't seem to be standing behind him. And so...
Well, I think he kind of, they're the ones that turned him in. I don't think he could expect a whole lot of support. And his father's a ex-sheriff.
Yes, ex-sheriff and pretty conservative. And so I wouldn't expect them to be super supportive. Still your son, right? But, that
you
being
still
said,
probably are hoping for the best for him, but you don't want to be involved in trying to hide his crimes.
No. And also...
Or minimize them.
No, and also on the other side of it, too, you might be looking at this going, why would we spend $200,000 or $500,000 mortgage our future, knowing full well that the best he's going to get, he could probably plead it out with a defense attorney that they appoint. So maybe that guy that defended himself with Trump, maybe we can get him. What's he up to?
He's
serving time.
He's in jail.
Okay.
He's serving time.
All right. Well, you never know. You never know. Coming up, very interesting interview last night with the man who runs UFC, part of the manosphere. Some of the stuff he said, Dana White. We'll talk a little bit about that. Some things about Portland, bunch of other stuff on the way. Our social media is out there. Reach out to us. You can text the program. Bell, tell everybody how they text the program.
615-737-9986.
And by the way, you could have been a dire wolf, Ken. That's what somebody said.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been.
I'm saying hold out for a dodo.
Hold out for the dodo. Somebody said a honey badger would be good.
Honey badger don't care.
No, honey badger don't care. They don't care about nothing, baby. About nothing, them honey badgers. Chet Bet Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. The man accused of killing Charlie Kirk appearing virtually today before a judge. Tyler Robinson's defense team looking for a preliminary hearing at some point in the future. Here's ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer on the preliminary hearing.
I think it's going to be a great source of information for them. They're going to get to know what kind of information in terms of how someone testifies, how they respond to them being questioned by the specific attorney, what information they'll get out. And if they can try to navigate and see where the weak spots are in the prosecution's case, those weak spots that cannot be corrected, I think it'll help in terms of negotiation down the road.
So Robinson's next court date, October 30th, during which he will appear in person. 2 mass shootings with deadly consequences over the weekend. First, Michigan, Grand Blanc Township Police Department Chief William Rene, after a suspect rammed his vehicle into the church, then started shooting with a high-powered rifle, then poured gasoline and set the building on fire.
An update, this left 5 people dead, 8 people injured.
That was a Mormon church he shot up. The 5 dead number includes the shooter, identified as 40-year-old Marine veteran Thomas Jacob Sanford. He served from 2004 to 2008, had a combat tour in Iraq. And in North Carolina, Faith Abube, that is, says authorities identified the killer at a waterfront bar in Southport as a well-known resident in Oak Island. Self-identifies as a combat veteran, told police he suffers from PTSD.
Authorities say a deadly mass shooting that left 3 people dead and 5 others injured at a North Carolina restaurant Saturday night was a highly premeditated attack.
Evil has come ashore in Southport, North Carolina. This is truly a devastating incident.
Dozens were packed on this deck enjoying live music in Southport near Wilmington when authorities say around 9:30, Nigel Edge pulled up on a boat armed with an assault rifle and opened fire.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
USS, rains come and go, but that leak still there. That nastiness could be below. You got water that's standing, you don't even know. You got stuff that's causing wood rot, mold, the worst. Let USS come out. Give you a free inspection. All right, I'm not going to sell you anything you don't need. 30 years in business and so many 5-star reviews. Go check it out. I'm telling you guys, they've been around forever and they're incredible. So why do you need somebody to come out and look if you think the cracks are? Because you don't know what's behind them. And what's happening in certain places could affect you in ways you cannot believe. Whether you have some issues in your crawl space, maybe your basement wall stabilization, your foundation repair, all these things that start out with something that could be fixed become something greater than they should be because you hesitated. Don't hesitate. Have USS come out today, give you a free inspection, and they're not going to sell anything you don't need. No unnecessary repairs. That's not who they are. Call USS today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or check them out online at USSTN.com. By the way, I said earlier 998. It's 988. So if you're a veteran and you're struggling, 988, then press 1. It'll help you. Mental health. We've seen it this weekend. We had 2 soldiers who served in Iraq. 2 of them who decided to take out their anger for whatever reason, but mental health played a major role in this. I mean, the one guy in North Carolina who did a float up and shoot, he thought the LGBTQ plus white supremacy groups were out to get him, which is probably not a very popular group, I would assume. Thought they tried to kill him.
They have a lot of membership.
No, I don't think so. Tried to kill him in Iraq, too. And he had sued.
The group did, right?
Yeah, the group did. And he had suffered already. He had been filing lawsuits. There was no doubt that this guy had serious issues. And the guy yesterday at the LDS church who killed the Mormons, that guy obviously had serious issues. His mother, people had said so. Said they were surprised he did it. But he had serious issues. I mean, think about this. You gave all of this to your country. And what do you have? You have no money. Your kid's sick. You're living in a squalor-like conditions. But why the church? That I don't know. And I'm sure we'll find that out in the coming days, maybe. Or it may be just it was a soft target and he was pissed and angry at the world. I don't know. But we have a lot of issues out there. You got a lot of young white men in particular that are angry and pissed at the world who haven't served. They're just mad because they can't get dates and the world thinks they should be like this and women should. There are so many things going on. And we need to ask ourselves, what's going on? How did we get here? How is it that other nations have guns? And they don't do this. And if they do, it is very, very rare. How is it that we seem to have this not on a monthly basis, at times a weekly basis? Because we shouldn't, but we do. And we've got to start asking questions. We ask questions when it comes to our military. We have not treated them well. I think it's fair to say. Sometimes it's not through lack of money or effort. It's just poor the way they do things. The VA has failed. And there was that scandal going back a few years, especially out in Arizona, that everything started just to come to a head on how bad things were. We've had people text in here today saying they're still waiting. What did one guy text us, Bill? That he got sent to a gynecologist?
Yeah, he had elbow, knee, and shoulder problems, and they sent him to a gynecologist because that's what government does.
A gynecologist. Hey, my back hurts. Here's a gyno. What?
Let me get out my speculum.
Yeah. One person says vets, hospitals suck. Treating vets like blank and don't really care about the mental state, only the physical. Not much of that. There's frustration levels is massive when it comes to how many vets we hear from on all levels. By the way, even the ones who are, maybe they're not struggling with the PTSD in certain ways, or even the physical, but they struggle with other stuff coming back and trying to readjust, and they're struggling financially. And what do we do? What do we do to help our vets? Sending billions of dollars all over the globe. The war machine is in full effect. They're just a number, and they were just, hey, you guys were part of the fun, right? They're getting paid. That's what matters. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate that. Sorry that you've got real issues, but our stock went up. It was a gynecologist, somebody said.
Here's a mission accomplished banner for you to feel good about.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No mission accomplished today. Somebody said, strange that both of these guys were 40 years old. Coordinated. No, I don't really think that it was coordinated. I think this one guy, the guy in North Carolina, had some severe issues. He's got shrapnel from a bullet wound lodged in his head. He had several wounds from 2 IED explosions. So IED explosions in Iraq. And everybody knew he was struggling with PTSD. And this goes back to why again? Did he have access to weapons? Why again? Wasn't he being monitored somewhat a little bit more by family and or friends? This is the Nigel Edge guy who changed his name And they eventually arrested him after he rolled up and shot up a fish company. But when you hear the lawsuits that he's thrown out there and the things that he alleges, a normal person doesn't think, that the LGBTQ plus IA white supremacy mafia is coming for them.
Especially in country. They're not going to Iraq to get you.
Yeah.
And you don't walk the red carpet with Kelly Pickler and then she tries to kill you.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing that happened. He said that Kelly Pickler was coming after. It's sad. It's sad. And then the guy, the guy who killed the Mormons, lit the church on fire. He had, again, not as noticeable as the other guy, but there were all kinds of manic issues that he was having. And they could tell that there was some manic issues. His mother had even talked about it. So, and everybody's like, well, he's got stuff about liberals and he's got stuff about this. Yeah, you know what? He's also got stuff about the fact the guy served 4 years in Iraq. That doesn't probably, and saw combat. That's probably not a healthy thing for somebody to do over and over again. So, we got this problem and we have to address it. And we've got to do better for our people. We drive by everybody. I walk by people I know that served in the military. I've talked to a few of them. And man, there's one guy out here that I see a lot. He is friendly one day, other days he gives you a glassy-eyed look like, ooh. Do I worry he's going to do anything? I don't know about worry do anything. Do I worry, though, that he could hurt himself? Yes. Absolutely, I worry about that. But once again, we're in this position where we're talking about it, and is anything going to get done? Why are we not funding more money into especially the mental health side of things, which is an absolute must? But instead, we're spending money in Israel. We're spending money in Ukraine. We're spending even more money now. We're spending $20 billion over to Argentina because they're struggling. That's a tough thing to tell America.
But this is the model that Bernie Sanders thinks the whole country should have. Good call.
Yeah, it's not. I've lived under socialized medicine. When I lived in Europe on and off for a decade, I had an NHS card. That was National Health Insurance. If you have a catastrophic injury, so let's say you have a heart attack, yeah, it's nice to know you're not getting a fat bill, right? But for a lot of other stuff, my goodness me. Good luck trying to get surgery. Good luck trying to get a lot of different things. A lot of people over there now have started to buy supplemental insurance where they have their primary care physician they can go to and actually see in a timely manner. But even at that point in time, surgery and things like that. That's why when I lived down in Arizona, we had, so we have all these people that come in from the winter, right? So they come on in, in for the winter from Canada, and they would come here to America and they would get all the stuff done they couldn't get done in Canada. They get their hip fixed. They get knee surgery. They get all of those things done because the wait for some of them was so long in Canada that they just couldn't do it. And they would be frustrated. They come down like, yeah, I've been waiting 18 months even to get in to see somebody. And it ain't free, by the way. They can tell you that all day. It ain't free. So, because I go to a hospital today and ask them, are you donating your time? I think the word no would come out. Nobody's donating their time at all. All right. So I watched a little bit of 60 Minutes last night, or early this morning. And it was very interesting to see Dana White, who I find to be an interesting character. And he's built up this massive, massive following, as you guys know. I mean, he built up UFC from nothing. He bought it, I think, for him and a couple of things for like $1 million. It was going nowhere. And through there, he's turned it into something that is incredible. And I think that more and more people recognize the influence that he has, which is tremendous. And he talked about a lot of things last night. One of the things he talked about was cancel culture. In particular, when it comes to the likes of Charlie Kirk and for some of the things that people have said that, quite frankly, he's not a fan of, but it was interesting.
I'm a big believer in free speech, and unfortunately, probably the most important speech to protect is hate speech.
You're not a fan of cancel culture?
No, I hate it. On both sides. It's like all the stuff that's going on with Charlie right now. These people are going out and saying stuff, and you're seeing people getting fired or kicked out of school.
You don't think they should be fired?
I think you're a disgusting human being if you're celebrating the death of another human being. But people make mistakes, and people are going to do dumb things. I don't like trying to destroy people's lives over doing something dumb.
Which I found to be interesting. But he's very consistent with that. But then it got onto the manosphere, of which he's kind of, been the real. So much of what's been built through the podcast bro world and a lot of this stuff has been built through UFC and the growth of it. And it's huge. You can't deny it. It's massive. And I saw, what was it that there's a rumor that Trump wants to have a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House, if you guys didn't know that. And apparently they're trying to work a deal where, what's his name? The Irish guy.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. I was going to say, Conor McGregor for $100 million. Does
that come out of tax money?
Probably. I have no idea. But it's insane to think, right? Like he wants this. There is a certain manosphere that comes with it. And he wanted to, people want to ask him about that because it's been a big deal, especially when you look at the way that boys and girls are going, young men, young women, how things are happening in schools, the way kids are being taught, all of this stuff.
You don't think there's this cultural movement? It's a lot of guys, they call it the manosphere, you're one of the leaders.
You talk about knowing your fan base and knowing who they are.
Who are they?
18 to 34-year-old males and growing. We're global. We are definitely unapologetically masculine.
Can this bubble over to too much? When you hear toxic masculinity.
What's that mean?
You tell me.
No, you just said it. What's the definition of toxic? How can somebody be too masculine? Is that a possibility? Can you be too masculine?
You tell me.
No.
Do you think so?
The answer is hell no.
Now, there are guys out there that push this stuff, there's plenty of them out there that push some of this wacky, you got the brothers out there that push this. You got several other guys out there that push this toxic masculinity. And it is because it's about being a dude. It's about being a bro. It's not about being a man. It's not about healthy masculinity. It's about, treat him like crap kind of stuff. But no, I think masculinity is neat. It's neat to the point where it's needed. We don't have enough men learning how to be healthy. They're watching porn. They're withdrawing from society. They don't have men in their life that are teaching them, and the men that are around are confused because in today's world, they go off to school. You tell them one thing, and the school tells them something else, which is confusing as hell. We need healthy masculinity. It's good to be strong. It's good to be a man. You're going to show your emotions at some time. You don't cry all day, all the time. That's not healthy. Treat people with respect. It's not hard. But we have a differing world. And this whole thing about you could be too masculine. Well, if you're the people that he's talking about, trying to allude to, there are people out there that only want the likes, the clicks. They're sharing stuff because they've got a bunch of young 13, 14, and 15-year-olds who are easily the impressionable, and they're watching these guys thinking this is what it should be like. That's not it. Toxic masculinity like that is out there because it's entertainment. But young men run to it. That's not real masculinity, and I think many of you guys know that. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. A lot of stuff still to get to. Happy Monday. It's just Monday. It's not Tuesday. Is it Monday all day? Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
Shame.
Raycon, best earbuds around. And it's cool outside. Get a little cooler, right? It's here. You started to do a little bit more. Kids are back at school. Life is good. And the holidays not too far away. Get yourself some Raycons. Best earbuds around. Feel and comfort second to none. 8 hours talk time, 32 hours of battery life. I'm telling you guys right now, these things are amazing. And when I mean the best fit and feel, that matters. They don't hurt your ears. And you can wear them all day long. 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life. And by the way, if you want to charge it, they have fast charging, multi-connectivity, and active noise cancellation. Boom. But everything's 20% off site-wide right now. So go to buyraycon.com/Chad. Take advantage of this, but check out the Everyday Earbud Classics as well as the Everyday Earbuds and everything else they have. 20% off. Great, great holiday gifts, Christmas gifts for you and the family. Get yourself a little something as well and save 20%. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad now. That's buyraycon.com/Chad.
The man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk appearing virtually today before a judge. This story and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Trump speaking right now. He and Netanyahu spoke about the ceasefire proposal. 21. It's going to be great. It's 21 things. Going to be awesome. Trump will build it. Will they come? You know he's going to have a part in it. There's no way he doesn't.
Trump Casino Gaza.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. How can it not? It'll be funneled through several other things. There's some issues that we should talk about. If people really want to be honest about. If Hunter Biden and the Bidens made as much money as the Trump family has made, I think people would be very like, what? Did you see last week? Here's something for you guys. Do you know how much Barron's worth?
19 million?
Almost 200 million.
Oh, well, I was off a little bit.
Yeah. From coins and whatnot. It's a fair question to ask. I mean, come on. So we'll see. There is Netanyahu. He hasn't been arrested, although everybody walked at him on Friday. They're like, we're out of here. We don't want to hear you. We don't want
to do that every time prime minister.
They all do it. It's all a
Israeli
show.
speaks.
It's all a show. They just want to get to their cocktail parties early. You know they got good cocktail parties. I don't do
that
cocktails.
Our tax dollars pay for.
Yeah. But if I did, that'd be the place to go. Because you see Ken and I zipping around. We black tie, Ken? Top hat and tails? How are we looking?
No shirt.
Oh, God, no shirt.
T-shirt and jeans.
We'll get one of those.
Well, maybe jeans.
We'll get one of those shirts that has the that looks like a tuxedo.
Ken will be running around like Bert Kreischer.
I love that. I would love that.
I'll be Job from the Lawnmower Man.
Oh, that was great. That would be great. What about, like, should we have those, what was that movie, The 300, when they painted the abs on us? Well, paint abs on us?
Yeah, get us some of those. Painted on abs.
Painted on abs. Come on over, ladies. Take a look at these bad dogs.
What do you think about this 12-pack, baby?
This keg. Oh, my God.
That's actually what it looks like now is a keg.
Yeah. Mine looks like, do you eat a... But actually, I've lost some, but still, I mean, to get the things that you see people with, it's a lot of work. That is so much work, man. I don't have that kind of time or want. That's why I go to Contours. Helps me lose it. I mean, who wants to do that many sit-ups? And then you have to, you can't drink or eat anything. You got to thin yours. I don't want, that's too much. Let's just paint them on.
You don't drink anyway.
I know that. But no, you got to drink like a little bit of water. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because, we got to paint them on, dude. We got to look the part. Especially if we're not going to have shirts on, okay?
Yeah, but I'm going to keep my hair.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. You should braid it.
A hairy 12-pack.
Oh, look at you. Watch out, ladies.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a 6-pack, isn't
12. It? It's a 12er. I got 6 on each side. That's how many stomachs I have. Oh, my Lord. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. A lot of stuff still to get to. Pony Cake Weaver, that's your name. Cut off shorts and no shirt. Ken's not going to a dance party.
Well, cut off shorts, maybe that's the way to go. Don't want to rub off any of the hair on my legs.
Oh, no. You wouldn't want to do that, Biden. Remember that? He had no hair on his legs?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. That was so weird. The whole thing's weird. Hour number 3 straight ahead. Chad Betts Show, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we got a crash over on the East Loop going eastbound. The on-ramp right shoulder is blocked there from Shelby Avenue. Then Metro Center got a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane now. That's going to be 65 northbound at Rosa Parks Boulevard over there on the West Loop going northbound. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. The man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk appearing virtually today before a judge. Tyler Robinson's defense team looking for a preliminary hearing at some point in the future. Here's ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer.
It is a big risk for a big reward if you do a preliminary hearing and it's really bad information. Getting that in the public, especially in a high-profile case like this, might not be helpful. So I think it depends on how cautious that attorney is or is not.
His next court date now October 30th, during which Robinson will appear in person. Two veterans are the suspects in separate mass shootings over the weekend. In North Carolina, Governor Josh Stein, during a news conference today, after 3 people killed, others injured at that dockside bar in Southport near Wilmington.
We need to have a greater integration in our criminal justice system with our mental health care system.
Authorities say 40-year-old Nigel Edge pulled up on a boat armed with an assault rifle and opened fire on the bar. Edge is a decorated Marine who served 2 tours in Iraq between 2003 and 2009, awarded a Purple Heart. But since leaving the military, Edge reportedly suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and developed paranoid and delusional beliefs. Then yesterday at a Mormon church in Michigan.
An update, this left 5 people dead, 8 people injured.
Alex Perez says those 5 killed include the suspect who was a combat veteran who served in Iraq.
Paul Kirby ran outside after hearing a loud boom.
Just saw a guy with a gun, and he started opening fire at everybody.
One survivor, still in his blood-stained shirt, telling our ABC affiliate WXYZ the suspect was wearing camouflage and shot at his car as he tried to flee.
He pointed his gun at our car and fired 3 shots. 2 of them went through our windshield and just missed me, and luckily everybody else.
Police say the suspect also set the building on fire, plumes of black smoke filling the sky.
Authorities identified the suspect as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, a Marine veteran who served in Iraq. A fundraising website from 2015 indicating his son was born with a rare genetic disorder, the treatment of which took a rare financial toll on the family. And a month before Halloween, the Better Business Bureau talking about ghosts. We get more specific from Jim Ryan.
The scam targets debit and credit cards and the mobile wallet in your phone. Ghost tapping involves carrying a tap-to-pay device and standing close to or bumping into a person in hopes of creating a fictitious payment from the victim's card or phone. The BBB advises not letting people get too close and keeping tabs on your bank accounts.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, here we go. It's time for 90 seconds of Bud Budget talk.
The White House really trying to ramp up the pressure here, now threatening to fire not just furlough workers they say work under programs that do not align with the president's priorities. Now, of course, Republicans control both chambers of Congress. They have the House, they have the Senate, they also have the White House, but they need Democratic votes to get this done, and the two sides are still very far apart.
All right, what does this mean? Nothing. Nothing to you at all at this moment in time. It'll happen tomorrow. Probably. They'll get something done. Maybe. If not, they'll get it done the next day. Or they'll kick it out for 90 days. Or it's all the same. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing crazy is going to happen. This is the world of politics. Run around like a chicken with your head cut off. And then, well, then nothing really happens. And then you do something. And then they're like, oh, my God, look how great we are. We did our job. We're awesome. Look at that. What? Oh, my goodness, this is great for us. Whoa, look at it. That's what'll happen. There's your 90 seconds. Oh, somebody's pushing buttons. Is that you? We got a new guy in here.
Sorry, first time.
First time. This is why we don't let a pilot roll this thing out immediately. We let them kind of do simulation. This is it. It's fine. So there you go. That was it right there. And we'll find out what happens. Will Trump chicken out? Will they? Here's the thing. It's who can you get to blame the other side in any of these things. It's not about whether or not it's right or wrong. It's who will take the blame. If the Republicans feel like the blame's going to end up on them, they'll move quicker. If it lands strictly on the Democrats, they'll move quicker. And it all ends up at the same place. They spend a ton more money than they bring in. They don't actually get anything really done. This is going to be a CR, continuing resolution. And that's the way this thing plays itself out. We'd love to see they actually have a bill and it's done and they roll it out and it's clean and here it is. This funds the government for the next year. We'll do it again next year because we're supposed to do it. That isn't going to happen. It's how far can you go in a situation where the blame lands on them, but not so far as to be seen unreasonable, where the blame may land on you. Because once that comes, then you've got to go and have the conversation about, okay, let's see here. We can't have that. So there you go. I don't know what time tomorrow they'll get this thing done, if at all. And remember, if you are a Social Security recipient, you'll get your Social Security. There are some things that will not be open. And then Trump could decide, kind of like Obama did, I'm going to close all the national parks. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Whatever. So that's what because following these things, by the time that you talk about them for real, as everybody freaks out, it's over in a heartbeat. And you're like, oh, what happened? Well, it got fixed. So we've been talking about these shooters over the last couple of days and the issues that the vets have. We've got a serious problem in this country. And if you're a vet, you're listening, you're struggling. Several people have reminded me, 988, simple and easy, press 1. We have real issues. We have two 40-year-old men who had obviously serious struggles and their mental issues were massive. One of them was living in squalor, essentially, who crashed into the church yesterday. Son and his medical bills and the disease that his son had is a disease where his pancreas produces too much insulin. And the cost of medicine is, I don't think people realize, I saw this article today about the rising love of socialism amongst the young. There's a reason for that. They're frustrated. A lot of people are frustrated. So when I was talking the other day when we were out at the Fight DMD thing, and we're talking to Terry and Jonah about all the things that they were going through with the muscular dystrophy, one of the things they were talking about was the shot, one of these shots. $3 million for a shot. $3 million. That's insane. It is. So I understand why people are frustrated. But you have people that are vets who served us, and many of them Iraqi vets who, Afghanistan, they've come back. Desert Storm 1, us and the rest of the world pretty much rolled through Kuwait. The other stuff has been nothing but hell. And these guys and gals come home and they're exhausted. They're mentally fried. They're struggling in ways that you can't even put a finger on because you don't know. And then when stuff starts to go sideways fast and it all starts building on them and they're broke and they're just trying to survive, they can't hold a job. It is awful what is happening. So people will try to say, well, in 2015, he posted something about liberals or no. One of them thought the LGBTQ gay mafia / white supremacist gay mafia was coming after them. And the other one had just started to have a breakdown across the board. We don't treat our vets. We treat animals in some cases way better than we treat our vets. Think about that. And what is going on? You've got a lot of people out there that you guys have been texting me throughout the day how frustrated you are. And you've been in the system. Some of you had to leave the system just to get stuff done. Because otherwise it wasn't going to happen. Not in a timely manner. We've got to do better. We've got a lot of problems in this country when it comes to guns and people. We've got guns. That's great. That's not the problem. The problem is people who are unwell and people who go down dark, dark, dark places have way too much access. And how do we stop that? We got to identify it earlier. We do. It's an absolute must that we start identifying these things earlier. And we know what we're looking for. I mean, Ken and I were joking about it earlier. I said, what about this weekend? He goes, white males, angry white males. This is a little bit different because of PTSD and some mental health problems. But for the most part, young, angry white males are the ones who are going to go shoot up a school, go shoot up an area that is, people having dinner or wherever. The Charlie Kirks of the world. And then you've got the other side, which is the gangster side, which is people fighting over, we got beef. Why do you got beef? Because he's on my corner. That's my corner. We've got a problem of pissed off, angry young men in this country. And there's a new documentary series thing out on CBS. It's called Boys to Men. And talking about how young men are struggling with where their place is. Talks about the feminist role and how men are being left behind, young men in particular. They don't know the rules. They don't know the roles. They don't know what they're supposed to do because at home, your dad may be, stay strong, do this, this is what it is to be a man without being, the Tate brothers, if you will. And then they go to school and you're told the exact opposite. And it's a very interesting look, too, because so much of this also has to do with social media and young men struggling with social media in a serious way because they have gotten to the point where they're just as susceptible of trying to fix their body. We talked about that. Mewing, right? Guys breaking their face so they can have better jawbones, try to look like Ken Weaver. Never going to happen. Guys going out there and the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, who had been struggling with all kinds of things. They want plastic surgery because they feel that they need to be this Adonis. Otherwise, their life is meaningless and that only looks matter. There's so many issues out there because young men have no idea. And somewhere along the line, we've decided that school is going to be set up for young women. They're advancing in ways that are so much faster than young boys through school and into young men at colleges. They're outnumbering men in colleges in some places 2 and 3 to 1 when it comes to graduating. And we are seeing men drop out of really society, living on the fringes, not in the workforce, not dating, sitting around playing video games, smoking pot, and watching porn all day. They've given up. And that right there isn't a healthy society that is going to be around for a long time if we can't start to fix some of these things. Because it's an absolute must. So you couple all those things, and we got problems in this country we need to start addressing. The mental health side, obviously, with our vets, several of you have chimed in and just talked about the frustration you've had with the VA. And that is, my uncle had the same thing before he passed away. He just gave up. He had chronic leukemia, and he gave up. Served in Vietnam, struggled for years mentally with all kinds of issues. And this really kind of for PTSD, but really became something. And the struggles that he had were huge. But trying to get anything done, I mean, he would come home from waiting months to get an appointment, go to the appointment, and then come home upset, angry, and in tears because, well, that appointment was the wrong appointment. This was the wrong doctor. They got to send me somewhere else. I have to wait. He'd wait hours online on the phone, get cut. It was the frustration level. And then when he got diagnosed with chronic leukemia, which many in Vietnam eventually did, he got to the point where he's like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to live. And it wasn't the treatment. It was the VA that was a huge part of the frustration. And now you've got men and women out there, but in particular men who've seen combat, who are struggling in a way that is mighty, and they're angry, and they're starting to, lose their faculties in a way where reality is gone. I mean, this guy in North Carolina thought there was a gay white supremacist group that was hunting him down because he was straight. That is, wow. He had filed lawsuits for a hospital, for a church, and they were obviously thrown out. But nobody was noticing any of these things. And then the randomly roll up and shoot up a place. What was going through his mind? And then yesterday, that guy crashes into a church. Nobody normal does that. Crashes into a church, starts lighting it on fire, and then shooting people without having serious issues. And we'll find out more. But, people are going to make... And yesterday I said, my frustration level was already starting to happen. What side of the aisle were they on? Look, they're both vets. See what this says? They're probably both MAGA. I said they're probably both mentally having severe issues in their life. Stop thinking about the politics. Think about the humanity of a person who has lost touch with reality. Am I right or am I right, Ken? I mean, come on.
I just covered the news, Brother Chad.
Yeah, they had lost touch. You know that. And it's sad. It's sad. This guy had a kid. But how many years did he struggle with the VA? His mom said, there were some warning signs. Really? Why did nobody else warn somebody? We got to do better. We do. All right, coming up. Trump and Bibi just sat down, had a meeting. It's a 21-point plan to fix Gaza. We'll see what happens with that. We'll talk a little bit about that. A bunch of other good stuff still to get to as well. Our social media is everywhere. You can reach out to us. We're on Rumble. We're on X. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. And we're on Twitch. Like and subscribe everywhere. Follow along with me as well at Chad Benson Show. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold is awesome. Gold right now. Inflation, still sticking around. Not going anywhere right now. We'd like to see it start to fall, but it isn't. You've got issues when it comes to the dollar and the weakening of the dollar, and I think that's going to continue to happen. And unrest globally, not to mention the massive debt. That's why you need gold. Smart money, big money, right? They're heading to gold. And the reason is simple. Times like this, uncertainty, people go to a place where there's stability, and gold offers you that. Birch Gold wants to help you find out if gold may be something for you. But you got to find out if you're interested first. You got to find out the info. So text the word Benson to 989898 now. They'll get you out an info kit, let you take a look at what it is that is involved with either the physical gold or maybe moving over a 401k or an IRA backed by an IRA with gold. All of those things are possible. But find out for real if this is something you might be interested in. They're who I swear by, and I use all the time. So does my family. It's Birch Gold. Text the word Benson to 9898. 98 now for Birch Gold.
President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu just laid out a peace plan to end the war in Gaza. We'll see if Hamas accepts. That's coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I wonder what this will be. We'll discuss it as we dig deeper into it. 21-point plan, 21 points. Going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. So many points, Ken, so many points. Several of you are chiming in about what we were talking about, especially little boys, and how it's a tough world to navigate, with everything towards the girls, everything being taught. We're leaving boys behind, and that, this younger generation of you go look at an older feminist, like my mom was an older feminist, like back in the day. She's telling me all the time, it's not about, in our day, it was about us getting the opportunities. It wasn't about us pulling down men or boys. And somewhere along the line, that changed, where it became about the girls, and we'll leave the boys wherever they are. And we'll change the rules on it. So, and it is. I mean, nowadays, kid, he goes out and he's a little too bouncy, a little too this. Stick some medicine in him. Have him sit there. Johnny, shut up. You're like, what? Well, they're rambunctious. They're this, that, and the other. Some of it is, you've got some kids out there that have some serious issues. We're not going to, there's no denying that. But a lot of it is you got boy energy. We don't get them out playing enough. We don't allow them to enjoy being, just rough and tumble. We don't want any of that stuff anymore. Now it's just, it's all, this is what it is. Point A to point B. There is no deviating from the path. Color inside the lines. You better do exactly what they say or else. Which is, that ain't good. It's not good at all. I was watching, because, they're doing the happiest places in the world, and Finland's always number one. And I don't know if you saw this, Ken, but they were talking about for the first couple of years, they thought it was a joke. There's like, no way we're the happiest people on the planet.
The Finns?
The Finns. You know why? Because they don't take life super serious. And they just kind of let stuff go, especially as kids. They let kids kind of somewhat raise themselves within certain parameters. You want to go outside and play and you're a boy in the middle of school? Do it. Come back. What did you learn? Climbed a tree, found a bug, thought it was kind of neat. Oh, that's cool. Well, they're also very big into saunas. That was a big thing for them. The hot and cold thing. So they have a lot of saunas. In fact, they have more saunas per capita than any place on the planet. And everybody loves to do a sauna during the day, and then they all jump in the cold water. Have you cold plunged yet?
I never will.
Yeah, you don't like...
I don't like cold.
You don't like... For those of you guys who don't know, Ken really wants to live in the desert. That's kind of his jam.
I like humidity.
Do you?
Yeah.
I like it too.
Now, I will say this. I've got to have air conditioning. And I do miss the desert for how nice it is in the evenings.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Which is kind of what it's like here right now.
Like right now, it's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, it is just stunning. What do we like this week? Do we know?
You talking about weather?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Is what's
7-day forecast here? Looks like tomorrow, even today, we're gonna get up to 90.
Yeah,
I don't like that. 90 tomorrow, 89 Wednesday, and 88 Thursday, 84 Friday. So pretty warm week.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. If the humidity shoots up.
I don't think that's gonna happen. We're not gonna get any of the. Who's coming now? It was Umberto, but now it's Imelda. I don't even know.
I don't know their names.
At this point,
one of them's Umberto.
Yeah. And now another one's coming that's going to hit supposedly North Carolina maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, even if it doesn't hit, there's going to be some surge.
All right, so be prepared out there. But you know what? Weather's gorgeous. We should be out here enjoying it, being outside. How many of us stay indoors? Do you know your neighbors, Ken? Do you see them?
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, a lot of places, people pull straight into their garage, they go in their house, they never come outside.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm outside and they're outside, I mean, we'll talk a little bit. I mean, we don't hang out, but we'll talk a little bit. We know each other by name.
That's good. I don't know anybody in my building. I'll say hi to everybody too. They give you the dirtiest look, especially anybody under 30. Like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? How dare you talk to me? They don't do that. Just walk by as if I don't. Sometimes I'm like, I'll say out loud, can people see me? Am I a ghost? Because you don't know. What are you youngsters afraid of? Out of curiosity, we'd all like to know here on the Chad Benson Show. Everyone would like to know why you're afraid to say hi. Just out of curiosity. But I think it's a confidence thing. Younger generation doesn't have a lot of confidence in stuff. You should. You should have a little bit more confidence. You live in the best time in human history. A country that's absolutely amazing. Have some confidence. Don't be afraid to say hi to Ken or I. Bell, I could get it, right? Hair, no head. That's nerve-wracking.
Well, yeah, you can't see his head.
No. You and I, we're very nice. We're kind of like...
He's like Ichabod Crane.
Oh, that's right. Is it Ichabod? No, he's the Headless Horseman. Ichabod was the guy that the Headless Horseman was trying to get.
Oh, I thought Ichabod Crane was the Headless Horseman.
No, that was a...
So Ichabod was... he was the guy trying to get him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The Hessian that was coming after him. Coming up, talk a little bit about Israel. What did they say today? What are they going to do? How much more money are they going to ask for? Talk a little bit about that. If you missed any show, shame when you grab the podcast. That's all straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got a crash reported 40 westbound near Fessler's Lane that is going westbound. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu presenting a peace plan to end the war in Gaza.
If accepted by Hamas, this proposal calls for the release of all remaining hostages immediately, but in no case more than 72 hours. So the hostages are coming back.
It requires Hamas to disarm gradually and for Israeli Defense Forces to withdraw gradually. And by the way, reports say during this joint news conference, Netanyahu apologized to Qatar for the attack on Hamas leadership there in Doha and pledged not to attack like that again. The man accused of killing Charlie Kirk made a virtual court appearance in Utah today.
He sits before this court presumed innocent.
In court virtually with audio only from the Utah County Jail, Tyler Robinson said just yes, Your Honor, when asked if he was present on the video link. Robinson's defense attorney said Robinson does not plan to waive his right to a preliminary hearing and asked for some time to go through huge amounts of evidence and witness statements.
It's going to be difficult for us to give you a reasonable expectation of when we will be ready to do the prelim.
Robinson's next court date was set for October 30th, the judge saying Robinson must appear in person at that hearing. Alex Stone, ABC News.
2 separate mass shootings over the weekend, and the killers identified by authorities as decorated combat veterans who served in Iraq. Southport, North Carolina Police Chief Todd Coring during a news conference today.
They're still hospitalized. We're still getting information. We're trying to allow the family some time.
Yeah, 3 people killed, dozens hurt. Some of those, as you just heard, still hospitalized there in Southport. When authorities say 40-year-old Nigel Edge pulled up in a boat armed with an assault rifle and opened fire. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
I got a little pain in your back. Not anymore. Thanks to our friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009. Just $12 right now. Comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. They're going to explain the diagnosis on the first treatment. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley are incredible. This is something that you're going to say, why didn't I come here first? Nobody else explained these things to me like this. Through their technology and their brilliance, they are going to show you. You don't need surgery. No spinal injections, no painkillers. By the way, if you need surgery, they will tell you right then and there. But if you're struggling with back and neck pain, sciatica, slip, bulging disc, spinal disc, herniated disc, you name it, they're there to help you. And the beauty of it is, you thought, I can't have a pain-free life. It's not going to happen. It's absolutely possible. And for $12. Comprehensive exam, x-rays. Bring your MRI if you need. They're going to explain the diagnosis and get your first treatment with the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or check them out at painisbad.com. All right, guys, Raycon, best earbuds around. You'll love your Raycons. Holiday is here. Too cool for school because kids are back. You're saying to yourself, starting to get a little cooler out there. I'm starting to do a little bit more around the house, buzzing around. I need the best earbuds. Chad, what do you have? Raycons. Fit, feel, second to none. Tons of colors and styles to choose from. I just got some mint ones. They're awesome. Classics, a little bit smaller than the everyday earbuds. Both of them fit better than anything. Sound quality with awareness mode, which I love. I use that when I'm out playing sports or doing whatever I'm doing, is awesome. On top of that, they have got active noise cancellation, fast charging, multi-connectivity. You can be connected to two things at once, and this is awesome. When you talk about the fit and the feel, there's no stems, there's no wires, which is just incredible. I love that. And the fast charging, every 10 minutes you charge it, and 90 minutes of listening power. But it's not just them. It is those two. There's so many great things that Raycon offers. And right now you go to buyraycon.com/Chad. That's buyraycon.com/Chad. 20% off site-wide. Great gifts for the holidays. Check it out for yourself. Buyraycon.com/Chad saves you 20%. Buyraycon.com/Chad. Wow. It's Imelda and Umberto. It's the dual threat. So I'll let you guys know that. The dual threat coming in. Slamming at a Jacksonville door. It's going to bring a lot of precipitation. It's precipitation. It's going to happen. But then it should swide its way back out until the Atlantic, and away it goes. So we'll see here, kids. So we could expect some rain. I was playing golf on Friday. I went out after the event on Friday and at Greystone and went and played some golf. And I was with a couple youngsters. One of them was like a lineman talking about, he's like, this would be my first time doing it. I don't want it to be bad, but I want it to be to the point where I got to go out and make a lot of money, because you're a kid and you don't want everybody's house to float away. But it is, we're gonna see some stuff this year. I have a feeling, Ken, we're gonna be here a few nights this year. I could smell it.
Oh, that's a given.
Yeah, it is. Good gosh. I have to start learning about tornadoes and stuff. My goodness. Today, Trumpster hanging out with BB, talking about stuff like Gaza. What are they going to do? What are they not going to do? How's it going to work? What are they hoping happens? BB, again, my criticism is not of Israel, it's not of the Jewish people, of which I'm one. It is of the actual government. And I think BB has pushed this thing to the point where he has seen more than a few countries turn in a way that he probably never thought was going to happen. And they continue to do so. And he has lost a ton of support, even more so than he probably was already losing when it came to the younger generation here. So will this war come to an end? Yes or no? Is there a possibility? I would like to think there's more than a possibility. I like to think it's actually going to happen.
I believe that today we're taking a critical step towards both ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East.
Which would be massive. Peace in the Middle East, something that you think, well, can that be achieved? Yes. It can be achieved. Everybody says, well, they hate us. They do. Part of the reason they hate us is because we support Israel, who has crushed, at times, Palestine, holds sway over Palestine in many different ways, from electricity to water to all things, long before October 7th. And they've both given as good as they've gotten at times. But now we're at a point where it's critical, and you can't deny what's happening, as much as he would like to pretend like, well, we're not quite sure. The numbers are in. And I think when all is said and done, we're going to find out that the amount of lives lost are far greater than we think, because there's so many people. And that includes some of the hostages that are probably buried under rubble. And we all want Hamas gone. I want to see peace. I like peace. I'm a peaceful kind of guy. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't want to see all this chaos and craziness. Too many people dying in places like Ukraine, Africa, which is a disaster right now. If you're not paying attention over there, most people are talking about the fact that Christians are getting murdered by the truckloads by Boko Haram. But it's Africa. Nobody really pays attention to it. And it's kind of an in-house thing. So what have we always talked about? If it's in-house, we don't get involved unless there is oil. Then we may get involved a little bit more. You know what I mean?
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims. It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel.
Which would be great. And they can hopefully one day live in peace. You know, the two-state solution, everybody's like, the best thing can be a one-state solution. I'll tell you why that's never going to happen. Because the Palestinians have more kids than the Israelis. So that's just not going to happen. Because eventually you're going to see the shifting of the demographics where they're not going to allow that. So a two-state would work, but there's going to have to be, you know, some give and take. And you got to get rid of Hamas. That's got to be number one. But you also have to treat the Palestinians as human beings and give them a right to some self-governance. Because even in places like Jordan, you know, they don't have like a regular passport. They have like a black passport. They don't even have like a real, you live here. Some of the people are born there. And they really have very little rights. And if we were to move all of them, like, you know, I think that Ben Gvirian and Smodrich, the other people that are really in Bibi's world that have sway and power, that cost to us would be billions. Because again, Israel's not paying for it. We are. Now, Trump did come out and say something today. It's a little bit long. We're going to play it. He essentially said, yeah, look, guys, you take this or leave this, Hamas. Otherwise, we're just going to let it go.
If they're unable to do so, then Israel would have the absolute right and actually our full backing, U.S. full backing. Marco's here, and a lot of our leaders are here, our great vice president, Susie Wiles, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. They've been so involved in this process. I don't think anybody else could have done it or even come close. But it's we're right there. We're right there. First time in thousands of years, I think you can probably say, if you really look into it, if you study back, if you're a scholar, you would say thousands of years. Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas. But I hope that we're going to have a deal for peace. And if Hamas rejects the deal, which is always possible, they're the only one left. Everyone else has accepted it. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a positive answer. But if not, as you know, Bibi, you'd have our full backing to do what you would have to do. Everyone understands that the ultimate result must be the elimination of any danger posed in the region. And that danger is caused by Hamas. The tyranny of terror has to end. And this is, again, something that we're looking for. This is eternity. This is for forever.
We'll find out if it's forever. That's a long time. Somebody asked, where did you get the Bibi from? His name's Benjamin, and one of his younger relatives couldn't say the word Benjamin, so I called him Bibi. It's like my daughter, she couldn't call Lily when she was little. She couldn't call her Lily. She called her Dee Dee, so everybody just calls her Dee Dee now. Kind of the way it is. That's how you get the nickname. Everybody's called him Bibi since he was a kid, since he was younger. Since he was here in the United States, in Philadelphia. So, look, Trump's laid it out there. Now let's see if this can happen. I would like to think that they could get something done. I think most of us would. And a lot of you out there are like, oh, Chad, you don't understand. They hate us because we're not Muslims. Some of them do. But for the most part, they don't want any part of what's going on. They want to be left alone like everybody else. They fight with each other. They do. And the same thing happens, by the way, before October 7th. There was a real battle going on in Israel where people thought it was about to get ugly, but and almost break out to a civil war, because there you've got the Hasidic Jews, you got the Orthodox. There was a lot of issues going on. Bibi being a big part of it, changing the going out there and say, hey, we're going to just change the Constitution here. So we got issues here. Everybody does. Do I say that all of them like us? No. But you know what? What are we going to do? Wipe everybody out? Is that really the plan? It's not going to happen. It's not. How do we get it so we can, in some cases, peacefully exist? In other cases, like it or not, we're going to have to be frenemies and figure out how we get along as best as we possibly can. That's it. We have to figure this out. Too many people are dying. Same thing over there. You go and look at, what's happening in Ukraine. Is Trump going to turn them loose? Heard he's already thinking about giving up tomahawks. We're going to find out tomorrow what that big deal is with the meeting and, with all of our military brass coming in. I have no idea what that's going to be. The people I've talked to have told me they believe it's going to be more of Trump wants this, this, and this. It's about an ethos. We're going to be, the few, the proud, the Marines. It's all about toughness. It's all about a certain level that they're looking to get to. And it could be a few other things. And I think something's still going to happen with Venezuela. I think that's becoming more and more evident in that situation. Because they got oil. Remember what I said? They got oil. When they got oil, we like the oil. In Guyana next to them, they got oil as well. So this sounds great. It looks like it's going to be an opportunity here. Now we'll see what happens. And he actually apologized to Qatar today, said sorry, which I'm glad. Trump said to him on Friday, which was kind of missed because it was one of those one-off kind of, 25 questions coming at him, and he answered really quick because they asked him about the West Bank. And he said, that is an absolute no. That can't happen. Because they weren't involved on October 7th. Palestinian Authority had nothing to do with that. And they're doing their thing over there. And while there's nervousness and some, let's be real, it's at times it can get a little squirrely. He reiterated, this ain't going to happen, which was good. We can't have that because what happens is you start moving into the places like Jerusalem and certain areas like this. Next thing you know, that's the places where us as Christians look and say, oh, these are our holy lands. Things start getting really ugly in such a way that the whole place starts to go sideways. And then the talk of let's build another temple and we're going to do it here if we blow up the mosque. Well, how do you think the rest of the Islamic world's going to look at this? I know it's crazy that like the major religions all have an area and it's the same area for the most part. It's like it wasn't put in Fresno. Like the Christians will be in Fresno and the Jews will be here in Miami. And no, this is where it's at. So, but he did tell him on Friday that isn't going to happen. And I like to think that's true. All right, coming up, welcome Matt is here. I just saw him. He walked in with his glasses. Looking cool. He's got his glasses on, trying to look sharp, as you do. We're going to wrap up today's show, talk to him about what's coming up on his show. This is Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Yeah. What's up, my man? How you doing, brother?
Hello.
The welcome mat in full effect. All right, you got to pull up his mic.
Hello.
New guy. Just push all the buttons, bro. Something will come up.
Hello.
There we
Whoa.
go. There
we
go.
go. Did you call him new guy?
New guy. That's right.
Yeah, we it's no have you told him the rule? There's no disrespect.
Yeah.
We just don't learn the names for a month.
Yeah. Got to make sure you're going to be around.
I mean, because otherwise there's all these names clutter in your
You may
head.
be at the sports station of the week. You might be doing a morning show at one of the country stations.
Might be
We
working
don't
at
know.
Buc-ee's. Oh, we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
Buc-ee's.
That's fine. I'm used to it.
They pay better. But you probably already know that.
What's happening, man?
What is going on, everybody?
What are you talking about on this most festive Mondays?
We have lots to. I think we have lots to discuss. I mean, there's a lot of stories that are percolating. I mean, obviously the heavy lift involves, the newest effort to try to stop hostilities over in the Middle East, and America's trying to assist Israel and, the Palestinians for what it's worth, whether Hamas. I mean, I think Hamas has demonstrated that they don't really have any interest in stopping the hostilities. It's not in their best interest. Israel, I don't know.
I don't think it's Bibi's neck. Israel would like to see it, but I don't think it's in Bibi's best interest. It depends.
Because why? Because he gets out of power, you think?
Yeah, I think out of power is he's in trouble with. I mean, the stuff that they've got court case wise against him is pretty. Paying some of the big newspapers to run only good coverage about him. I mean, he's been caught. He's got some serious issues.
Gosh, we sound like Americans reporting on Trump 2 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, these are very serious charges. It's going to happen.
He's on tape.
It's going to happen. Trump was on tape, too. They had photographic evidence.
No, I never saw the on tape. I never saw any of that part of it.
Oh, no. They had photographic evidence down in Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, is it?
The confidential stuff.
Oh, but of paying newspapers to say good thing about Trump?
No. I don't know anything about the charges against Benjamin Netanyahu.
Hey, tell everybody, where are you going this week?
I am off this week. I'm on vacay.
You're going
I'm going to Fort Leonard Wood for graduation ceremonies for basic training Thursday for my nephew. He's graduating basic training. How about that?
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And then?
And then he's going to Oklahoma. I think he's going to be a part of the new national defense technologies that I think partially is being funded by what did they call it, the Golden Dome. But he's going to be stationed in Oklahoma. He's going to be stationed stateside at least initially, and then potentially go to Germany. So.
And then Paducah?
Oh, yeah. So you weren't talking about him. You're talking about me.
No, both.
So,
I want to know both.
No. So, yeah, Fort Leonard Wood. And then we decided, we have a day or so, and I want to go to Paducah. Because I think Paducah, I challenge you to tell me a finer name of a town than Paducah. Who doesn't want to be a part? I mean, just to say it, it's like a party in your mouth. Everyone's invited. Paducah.
Ken, have you ever been to Paducah, Kentucky?
Yes.
Kentucky.
You have been
You
there.
have been.
Yep. I've got in-laws there.
You recommend Paducah, Ken?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yep. There you go.
You just want to get a picture with the sign.
I just want to say that I've been to Paducah. And I'm going to go to Cape Girardeau.
Oh, Girardeau.
Because that's near Paducah.
Oh.
Or near-ish.
Watch out for Girardeau, because that guy's all
Cape Girardeau.
As the resident Missourian,
and then,
it's Girardeau.
What now?
As the resident Missourian, it's Cape Girardeau.
Girardeau.
What does this guy know?
He's a resident Missourian.
He's new.
He is new. He's a new guy.
Cape. Well, I'm going to the Cape. The locals call it the Cape.
Oh, do they?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make it up. I'm just making it up because I got corrected by the new guy. So, Cape. What am I saying? Girardeau. Girardeau. Well, they are Southerners. Cape Girardeau.
He
and
was
then,
a singer.
Hey, and then I'm going to Metropolis. We're going to stop by Metropolis, Kansas, I think it is. It gets very confusing in that region where Kentucky and Missouri and like somewhere else meet.
This feels like a lot of driving.
Or maybe it's Indiana. So it's, no. Metropolis, and I forget which state it's in, they have the largest Superman statue in the world.
Oh, fantastic.
Right? So these are the types of things that I do while I'm on vacation.
The largest ball of twine in the history of mankind.
Yeah, the greatest ball of twine in Minnesota. That's a great song, too. So, yeah, the largest Superman statue. I want to go see speaking of ridiculous novelty roadside attractions, I forget where this is, but you know about the biggest paintball in the world?
No.
It's the biggest ball of paint in the world. So a guy started it in the 1970s. Look this up. This is absolutely true, folks. And he started with a baseball.
Okay.
And he painted a baseball, and then he repainted a baseball, and 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 repainted a baseball. And then eventually he built a structure for it and hung it. And by this time, it was like the size of it was a pretty large, like a big medicine ball. And now people come by and volunteer to paint it.
Oh.
And they've tracked the number of coats of paint. And it's like, I want to say 18,000 coats of paint. It's now as big as this room. And I'm not joking.
Are you going to go paint?
I will not go paint. I don't think we'll be close enough.
Goodness me.
But you go in, and I think you have to buy like a T-shirt, like the chart, and then you get to pick what paint you want. It's got to be one color because they've got to track. It's because they bore it every once in a while to get the paint samples. And you got to pick your paint, and then you paint it.
There you go. You're living life.
So
man.
I'm telling you, this is America.
This is America.
This is
America
all about.
Of America.
America's all about. So, but I'm very excited about my nephew. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of my brother too. I mean, I would have bet a lot of money and lost a lot of money that my brother raises just an absolute loser of a kid. But what he's done is he's raised a fine young man and now a soldier.
There you go.
So how about that?
That's awesome. Matt is straight ahead with all the fun and frivolity that Monday brings on his Thursday, apparently. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yep.